Behind the glamour of Hollywood, the sophistication of Silicon Valley, and the grandeur of the Golden Gate Bridge lies a darker side of California that's rarely discussed. This state faces a host of serious issues. The homelessness crisis in major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, and San Jose is worsening, with thousands living on the streets. In fact, of the 10 U.S. cities with the highest homelessness rates, 6 are in California. California's high cost of living has made it difficult for many residents to afford basic necessities. Adding to these challenges, frequent wildfires pose an annual threat, destroying homes and natural habitats. Despite these hardships, California's economy is among the strongest. If it were a separate country, it would rank as the 5th largest economy in the world. Its GDP surpasses that of many large nations, reflecting its extraordinary economic power. Beyond natural resources, including oil, California is a global tech hub thanks to Silicon Valley, home to tech giants like Apple, Google, and Facebook. Yet, economic disparity in California is striking, with extreme wealth standing alongside deep poverty. Can California overcome these significant challenges? This is the dark side of California. Often portrayed as a land of opportunity and innovation, California also bears the title of having the largest homeless population in the United States, with 181,399 individuals homeless in 2023. Major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose, and San Diego, known for their cultural, economic, and technological influence, are now also epicenters of the state's homelessness crisis. One of the causes is the worsening housing crisis. The housing crisis in California has reached a critical point in 2024, affecting millions and posing a serious challenge to economic stability and residents' quality of life. With the median home price soaring above $800,000 and rental costs skyrocketing, many Californians are struggling to find affordable housing. This severe housing shortage exacerbates the homelessness issue, pushing low and middle-income families out of their communities and widening economic inequality. The shortage impacts more than 186,000 individuals experiencing homelessness every night across the state. Economic inequality in California continues to worsen due to sky-high housing prices and unaffordable rents. More than 25% of renters are forced to spend over half of their income on housing, and over 50% allocate more than 30% to rent alone. This places significant financial strain on many and deteriorates the quality of life for countless residents. The roots of this crisis lie in the severe imbalance between supply and demand, along with zoning and regulatory hurdles that limit housing development. High construction costs, steep land prices, and expensive labor only deepen the housing shortage. Further compounding the crisis is the reduction in funding for social and mental health programs. Policies aimed at housing the homeless with severe mental illness or substance addictions now compete with the urgent mental health needs of children, raising fears of budget cuts for essential services. In 2024, Governor Gavin Newsom proposed a major shift, allocating 30% of the state's Mental Health Services Act budget for homeless housing, while directing 35% toward full-service partnerships providing 24/7 comprehensive care. This allocation conflict reflects the complex challenges California faces as it confronts an escalating housing and mental health crisis. According to the 2023 Annual Homelessness Assessment Report to Congress, California accounts for nearly 30% of all homelessness in the United States. With the U.S. homeless population estimated to reach around 653,000 in 2023, the highest ever recorded. California is at the center of this crisis. As of January 2020, about 72% of California's homeless population was unsheltered, in sharp contrast to New York, where only 5% of homeless individuals are unsheltered. The tolerant containment approach in California, which essentially concentrates the homeless population into specific areas and selectively prosecutes, has largely failed. This strategy has created slum-like areas, such as the Tenderloin in San Francisco or Skid Row in Los Angeles. A 2018 decision by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which prohibits cities from penalizing individuals for sleeping outdoors if they lack access to indoor shelters or long-term housing, has forced West Coast cities to permit more homeless encampments. Despite substantial efforts from state and local governments, including Governor Newsom's approximately $12 billion plan, and San Francisco's initiative to spend over $1 billion in the next 2 years, the homelessness issue in California remains deeply entrenched in a chronic shortage of affordable housing. And that's not all. Despite its robust profile, California faces significant fiscal challenges with a rapidly growing budget deficit. In January 2024, Governor Gavin Newsom announced that California was facing a $38 billion deficit for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. By May 2024, this deficit had increased to $45 billion, prompting the state government to consider substantial budget cuts. To address this gap, Governor Newsom proposed several measures, including eliminating 10,000 unfilled state positions and reducing funding across more than 260 state programs. Additionally, the state is exploring the rollbacks, or reductions of one-time and temporary expenditures, with cuts of up to $6.4 billion in 2023-2024, and $4.1 billion in 2024 to 2025, and $5.1 billion in 2025 to 2026. Although California has a sizable fiscal reserve, analysts warn that a sustained deficit may require even tougher decisions in the future, such as ongoing spending cuts or tax increases to boost revenue. This situation underscores the need for careful fiscal planning and policy adjustments to ensure California's long-term economic stability for the state of California. And it will certainly impact public services, including addressing the critical social issues facing California, such as the homeless crisis, as discussed earlier. California's economy is in shambles, hitting not just the government and public sectors, but the private sector as well. They are facing a major challenge with a mass exodus of residents and businesses. Since 2016, this trend has grown, accelerating during the COVID-19 pandemic. Between April 2020 and July 2022, over 500,000 residents left the state, totaling nearly 700,000 relocations. The reasons behind this exodus vary, including California's high cost of living, crime rates, political climate, heavy traffic, and the relatively high taxes and complex regulatory environment for businesses. Many former Californians are heading to more affordable states like Texas and Arizona. For wealthy individuals and tech companies, the main drivers for leaving are high taxes and strict regulations. For instance, a new luxury home tax that took effect on April 1, 2023, adds a 4% tax on homes sold for more than $5 million and a 5.5% tax on properties over $10 million, prompting many affluent residents to find new places to live. Celebrities like Elon Musk, Mark Wahlberg, and Joe Rogan, along with numerous CEOs and wealthy families, have left Los Angeles in search of better value, avoiding high taxes, rising crime, and the homelessness crisis plaguing the state. Major tech companies like Tesla and Oracle have also decided to move to other states with a more business-friendly climate. Tesla, known for its innovative electric vehicles, has shifted its base to Texas, bringing its spirit of innovation with it. Oracle, the software giant, has also moved to Austin, Texas, drawn by the state's favorable business environment. Starlink, the satellite internet company, also chose Texas as its new operational hub. Apart from the problems previously described, California is also grappling with a serious energy crisis. The state frequently experiences rolling blackouts that disrupt daily life, with the power grid's instability reaching critical levels during extreme heat waves that nearly push the system to its limits. Although Governor Gavin Newsom highlights California's renewable energy efforts, the reality is far more complex. The recent decision to delay the shutdown of Diablo Canyon, California's last nuclear power plant, which was initially scheduled to close in 2025, underscores the state's reliance on less environmentally friendly energy sources. This facility, supplying about 9% of California's electricity, has become essential to prevent blackouts and energy shortages as the state transitions to renewable energy. In addition to the energy crisis, California faces escalating natural disasters and climate change impacts. Wildfires, which have grown in both frequency and intensity since the 1980s, pose a significant threat. Research from UCLA points to climate change as a major driver of these increasingly severe fires. Between 2002 and 2020, wildfires claimed 302 lives and destroyed over 60,000 buildings. Extended droughts also present a serious issue. Groundwater has been heavily overdrawn, leaving over 2,000 household wells dry over the past 3 years, affecting many low-income communities. Adding to the list of natural threats, California's tectonic activity heightens the risk of a major earthquake along the San Andreas Fault within the next century. One projected scenario estimates that such an earthquake could result in 2,000 fatalities, 50,000 injuries, and up to $200 billion in economic losses.